tape left.
That's right. I said I was watching. I watched it a couple times.
He dropped his mixtape. What do you see from Deuce?
The one thing I like about Deuce Knight is that you instantly see a raw athleticism added to the position. Is he the most polished dude in the world? No. But what I love is that he can do stuff like this. And this is the stuff that, when in doubt, Sam has had opportunities. He's just not athletic enough to make the defense pay. We got a guy in Deuce Knight that all that trust stuff and being a great practice player sounds really good. But none of them guys got what this kid has when everything breaks down. And that's just a natural ability to find green grass. Whether that's moving in the pocket to find the pass or seeing a lane for the run that he's going to take. That raw dynamic ability and being electric in doing it is really what college football is about. Because at the end of the day, none of these quarterbacks are consistent enough to operate out of the pocket 80-90% of the time. You're going to need to have some backyard skill to you to make up for some of these tough downs where the defense may have you. It ain't that many great college coaches out there. So you're going to have to make more of what you're given in certain opportunities. And then for us, I think we're needing that in the offense that we have at Notre Dame, where the play may be getting us only 6, but we need 10 for a first down. That 4-yard difference is made up through having it factor players and dynamic players, and Deuce can do that. 4th and 1 against Ohio State, Deuce ain't running out of bounds. He ain't running out of bounds. He's getting the first. And what is so important is that, yeah, the arm talent is there. All I need to see is you being able to push the ball down the field. Can the ball get up and down? Up and down. Meaning, is it floating out there in the air like a hot air balloon? Or are you getting it up and down like that play right there? Put it in the bucket. So I do love the fact that we have the athletic, dynamic ability to make up for when the play isn't perfect and the defense got you.
What did you
Also,
say? Yeah, go ahead, because I know you had something when you talking about his drop.
yeah, this is what he'll learn. Obviously, Gino Gaduli can work on day one, speeding up your drop. This is Division I football. Being on time is more important than anything, and that comes from your feet. Like, for instance, you don't catch punts with your hands, you catch punts with your feet, meaning you have to get under the football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Tyree trying to catch with his hands and not catching with his feet, let the ball come to him and hit him right in the face. Unacceptable. But going back to sense of urgency, that's the one thing that I hope Gino Caduli notices, is that he just has to speed everything up. Now, it does help that you 6'5" and all of that, but when you have a sense of urgency in your drop, you'll play way more consistent, you'll be on way more timing, and your anticipation is there. When you can beat the receiver's route with your feet, with your drop, that's anticipation, because you're ready to throw before they're there. When you're slowly, anytime you slowly drop like that as a quarterback, that tells me you reading the play as you going. Can't do that. You have to have a sense of urgency to get back there and then have a plan of action. You
Mm-hmm.
trying to come up with a plan of action as you drop, you're automatically late. This is why getting comfortable with the offense matters so much, because when you know what you're doing, you're fast as hell. Because you know what's coming. When you don't know what you're doing, you slow and you hesitate and you hold on to the football. But when you know what you're doing and you're comfortable in the offense and you're taking the rep hundreds of times, you're fast to it because you know what's coming. and you know you have to hit a certain spot, be on time, right when it needs to be. But that takes reps, and that's something that Deuce himself has to be conscious of. Only because you can't play slow and then play fast and think you're gonna be a consistent passer. That's all I'm saying. When you get back in this slow, methodical drop back stuff, your passing mechanics don't always serve you well because you're going slow, fast, slow. When you stay at a nice pace and you're quick and you're decisive, the ball comes out way more accurately and you're able to put it in positions where you really want it. Now, in high school, he can get away with a lot more because he's dynamically athletic and he's electrifying. But in college, what he'll if he wants to be an all-American freshman, sense of urgency is what I would say. But other than that, he's got all the other intangibles. He's got a bigger arm than anybody we got on the roster, probably. I like Kenny's arm. I even like CJ's arm. I think CJ's more of a like my honest opinion of CJ is that I don't know how much better he can get. Like I think he's one of those kids that's just he is what he is. I don't see him jumping leaps and bounds forward athletically or arm talent wise or anything like that. I think surround him with enough pieces, he'll look pretty good. Deuce is a guy that I think can make leaps and bounds as the years goes on because who knows how athletic he can really be, right?
Mm.
CJ's like, he ain't getting faster for real. I mean, you get more in shape, probably get a little bit bigger. But we like what you serve us. You give us good accuracy. You may not have a cannon, but if you have a fast dude, you can make him look good, that kind of thing. Kenny's more of the, what I like is because he can give you everything that you want and make it look a lot easier. You know how some guys can just make things look easy?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that pass just, man, you make me feel like I can throw the ball. Right? You know how some of them quarterbacks, they throw so good. You be like, man, you make me feel like I go out there and like Pat Mahomes make people feel like that. I watch Pat Mahomes, I'm like, are they even trying against Pat? Or because he's just out there just making it look easy. So
Yeah.
I think Kenny's one of those guys that can make it look easy because he's so talented with his arm, not talented in his super arm strength, but talented on layering the football, knowing how to give different passes to help receivers, this, that, and the third. Deuce, I think, can develop a skill like that over time, but his electrifying ability where we may call a couple pass plays, but he takes off is just as good. You happy with whatever he can make out of the play. CJ is more of a guy where you're like, all right, you're gonna read that 1, 2, 3 and be consistent on it. Kenny's like, man, that was just a freaking dime. That's a good pass play. Very,
Yeah.
very, very accurate and on time of what we need. Deuce is that home run hitter.